welcome to this edition of the Stony Brook Evening Newsbreak. We have several stories on President-elect Donald Trump's cabinet selections, updates from Ukraine, and more. My name is Kevin Broderick.
And I'm Alex DeMauro.
President-elect Donald Trump is continuing to gather candidates for his presidential cabinet. Last night, Trump nominated Mehmet Oz to oversee the Center for Medicare and Medicaid. Dr. Oz is primarily known for his television show, The Dr. Oz Show, where he discussed health trends, diets, and the pharmaceutical industry. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Oz was a proponent of alternate solutions like malaria drugs to treat COVID. While these treatments were debunked, Dr. Oz and then President Donald Trump continued to promote them. Prior to his TV gig, Oz was a cardiothoracic surgeon. Oz received his undergraduate degree from Harvard and went on to receive his doctorate and master's degree from the University of Pennsylvania. Dr. Oz's role at the Center for Medicare and Medicaid still needs to be confirmed by the Senate.
Along similar lines as our last story, Trump also announced that Linda McMahon is his pick to serve as the next Secretary of the Department of Education. McMahon is a major Republican Party donor and a former executive of World Wrestling Entertainment. She was a member of Trump's first go-around in the White House as the head of the Small Business Administration. McMahon could be tasked with overseeing the department's downfall at the urge of President Trump. Throughout his campaign, the president-elect repeatedly called for the dismantling of the department in attempts to bring education back to the states.
A file containing the testimony of two women who accused former Representative Matt Gaetz of alleged sex crimes has been obtained by a hacker. The file, which was obtained on Monday, came from the House ethics probe that was investigating claims that Gaetz trafficked a 17-year-old. Gaetz resigned from his position following the President-elect Donald Trump announcing that he had chosen Gaetz to be his Attorney General. Gaetz previously had been investigated by the United States Department of Justice for related allegations, which was called off for insufficient evidence. It is currently not clear how the hacker obtained the file, who they are, how much information they have, or if they will make it public.
Ukraine used American-made missiles to strike Russia for the first time on Tuesday. Officials said that Ukraine launched six ballistic missiles, striking an ammunition depot in southwestern Russia. Russia said they shot down 5 of the missiles and damaged one of them. The Kremlin reported 0 casualties from the attack. Russian generals said the usage of American missiles was a sign that the West wanted to escalate the conflict.
The 2024 New York Jets continue to be a dumpster fire. After an atrocious 3-8 start to the season and firing their head coach Robert Saleh, Jets owner Woody Johnson informed general manager Joe Douglas he was relieved of his duties on Tuesday afternoon. Douglas was on the hot seat as reports claimed the two parties were expected to break up after the season. However, Woody Johnson did not want to wait that long. Joe Douglas ends his disastrous tenure with a 30-64 record over his 5+ seasons with the team. The Jets now have a long offseason ahead with many positions to fill, and the 14-year playoff drought will continue, making many Jets fans wonder if they will ever be good again.
Today, Stony Brook University is hosting an event like no other, inviting students to put aside their textbooks and open their minds. At this event, you won't find traditional books, but living ones. The Human Library is giving students the opportunity to engage in honest 20-minute conversations with individuals who have faced unique challenges and battled stereotypes. The Human Library is a global movement that encourages the dismantling of prejudice and misconceptions. Each living book represents a journey of overcoming obstacles from issues related to race, mental health, identity, or life experiences.
Well, the whole premise of the Human Library is to not judge a book by its cover, and so to sort of put a face and a spirit and someone's lived experience in a very authentic, sort of impactful way is very important.
It's truly an inspiring event. The Human Library is a reminder that sometimes the best way to learn is through listening. That's all for this week's edition of the Stony Brook Evening Newsbreak. Have a splendid evening, Seawolves.